Hey everyone, how are we all doing? So today I'm in London. I've actually been here since Thursday night. It is now Sunday. Me and my sister have come to London for a reason, and that is to go see Metallica's 2-night stadium tour. And yeah, they've been amazing. We went to see them on Friday, and today is Sunday, the last day. So we're gonna see them today. We've also seen Knocked Loose and Gajira, and they absolutely slayed on Friday night. Sunday today, the support is Avatar and Pantera. So if I'm being honest, I'm not like super excited about those, but we're still gonna get down there early and make the most of it. As you can see, I'm like repping Metallica right now. We went to like the pop-up shop, which was, I think it's located near Shoreditch, I don't know. But anyway, this isn't all about Metallica, like even though that would be amazing. I might actually put a few clips in, but this vlog is about bookshops, of course. So what we're gonna do, we've not had, ideally, in an ideal situation, I would have gone to Forbidden Planet, but where we're staying at the minute, it's like opposite end of London, and we've just not had the time. So where we're staying near Brick Lane. So there's a bookshop, an independent bookshop on Brick Lane, and I've never been to it before. So I'm going to go check it out. I'm going to take you with us. And then maybe I'll do a little challenge as well. So I'm thinking I want to buy a few cheeky books, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking I'll get a book that is one which I've never heard of before. That might be a little bit too much for the challenge, to be honest. So yeah, one book that I've never heard of before, a translated book, and what else did I say? What do you remember what I said, Jenny? I also and one book that's out of my comfort zone. It'd help if I remember my own challenge, wouldn't it, guys? But yeah, it's just going to be a quick vlog. Going to go there, take you with us, check out a few books, hopefully buy a few books as well. And yeah, come with us, stay for the vlog. Right, this is Jenny's fit. Go on, Jenny, catwalk it, slay, slay. Slay, sister. Like, what are you wearing, a silk and chain dress?
I am indeed.
Nice.
Silk and chain dress and a little t-shirt. It's from Vicious Punks. These are really old, and this is from ASOS.
Nice. Let's go.
Lift face.
The Brick Lane. We're just heading there now. I think it's like 10-minute walk. The vibes, Jenny?
Vibes. It's lots of graffiti.
Chilling, aren't we? It's not too warm today.
It's a bit cooler.
Saying that, the sun's just come out. Fuck off, sun. If you don't know, I'm a pale ass bitch and I fucking hate the sun. I can do about 22 degrees, but more than that, I can't be arsed with it. That's all with it. You what? You just zoomed into that piece of artwork that I took a video of. It says, "You love Willie" on it. It's a bit of culture for you. Bit of a disaster, guys. It's not open. I don't know if it's gonna be open. Checked the times and it said it was. So I don't know what we're gonna do. We can look at the display though, I guess. I can go and film that for you now. So it's a display. It's quite cool. Going for a coffee, change of plan. Look pretty good, to be fair. Alright, we're trying it again, attempt 2. Oh my god, it's open. Loving it. It's open. Jenny, it's open. The totes are cute as well. Okay, so here's inside the bookshop. I'm going to have to do a voiceover for you guys because I'm not even kidding. They were playing some bangers in there. But obviously, I'm going to get copyrighted if I play them. I might be able to isolate some of the background music, but I don't know how good the quality is going to be. Anyway, here I was saying I really want to read Hamnet because I watched the film the other day, honestly, guys. It made me cry. And this series, I keep hearing so much about strange buildings, strange pictures, and Strange Houses by Yuketsu. They're Japanese mystery thriller books, and they do sound really good. I did try and get a few pans from around the bookshop, but because it was so small, I was so conscious of like filming people. And obviously I just didn't want to be that person, but it was very cute. I love that book. Such a good book. Definitely recommend. Okay, so they've got some horror over there. Got some King. Oh, they've got Malka. I've read that. I've actually got a review of that on my channel. It's a nice cover. Yeah, the US cover I prefer, to be honest, but I think it's one of them where I like both of them. Also, this one's a good one as well. I do like this author, Monica Kim. I've not heard of that. I don't know if that's horror though. I feel like they're all a bit mixed up, aren't they? So we've got all the King here. Not actually read Holly or any of that series. I want to try and brave The Stand this year. I've read The Shining. Frida at the bottom there. Okay, I've read that as well. Hunger and Thirst by Claire Fuller. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I didn't love it, but this was more of a gothic read, and I believe she usually does more like literary books. Okay, you've read Olivia Blake before. Oh, Olivia Blake. Liv.
Yeah, it was 6.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
I liked it. It wasn't 100% my kind of...
It's like Dark Academia, isn't it?
I did like it. I think I got more into it kind of in the middle. It took me a while to get into it, but I liked the story.
I want to read that as well, actually. Bog People. It's like a collection of folk horror stories. I think Lucy Rose has got a story in this. If you know me, I love Lucy Rose. I don't know actually if she does. Or if maybe she's just quoted it. And can you tell me, have you read Yesteryear? Because this book blew up, and Tradwife, obviously Tradwife horror is a thing right now. I believe this is like a horror thriller. And Anne Hathaway will be turning it into a film. And I spotted Bunny out in the wild. I loved the first one. However, I hated the prequel sequel. I just thought it was so mid. I'm creative. You are creative. You might like that book, Jenny. The Wedding People. Oh, I read that the other day. It was really good. Petty Lies. If you've ever read Confessions, it reminds me of that. And I've never seen this version of Tender is the Flesh before. This must be new. I absolutely love this book. Highly, highly recommend. They really had so much choice, but I don't know about you. I really don't like when it's arranged and categorised by author, because I'm one of these people, I don't spot anything straight away. I have to look about 10 times on the same shelf to try and find a book that would appeal to me, because obviously it's quite limited. I read dark and horror and thriller books, so I have to wade through a lot of books which I wouldn't particularly love. This looks cool, but I already own it. I've not read it yet, but it does look good. It's like a psychological gothic horror. So a couple of options. This Kiss, Marry, Kill. I have not heard of this before. I was saying this seems like a bit of a thriller horror mix, and I am into a bit of like wedding horror, so this could be a potential buy. So this book kind of fits two categories because I, of course, have heard of Joan Didion, but I've not heard of this particular title. And I believe it would be something a little out of my comfort zone because it's not something that is strictly horror. However, it does have dark themes, I believe, because it is quoted by the one and only Bret Easton Ellis. So this, again, is an option. Also spotted a Victorian Psycho. I really enjoyed this book and I can't wait for the film adaptation. Have you seen the trailer? It looks amazing.
A signed copy of Angel Dawn by Daniel Krauss. I've literally just bought this as well. But do I get a signed one? Because that'd be really annoying and get you told that. Thank you. So this is the one that won the Pulitzer Prize. And I've actually just read Whaleful and I really enjoyed it. And this is like meant to be told in one continuous sentence, apparently, which sounds a bit faddy, but like I feel like there's a reason for it. It's set in the First World War, I believe. Or is it? Yeah, World War One. Signed. Do I get it? Even though I've already got it? It's signed though.
What do you do with the one that you've already got?
Well, I guess I could like give the other one as a giveaway. Want a signed one? If it's signed, you can't really turn that down, can you? Okay, I might actually have to get this.
Did you graphic novels of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings?
That looks sick, to be fair. That's
cool.
really nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and find a book that I've not heard of. That's part of the prompt, I guess. I've not heard of that. That's really cool cover. So this is like horror adjacent. So definitely feel like I could get this. It says it is administrative horror. By turns actively morbid, comic, and discomfortingly familiar. It sounds a bit, I don't know, surreal. And this is me spotting a recently released medieval horror that I want to read. The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling. However, this didn't really follow the book challenge, so I swiftly had to put this one back. These are the other ones. Strange Pictures.
Yeah.
Strange Pictures, Strange Houses and Strange Buildings. Actually, these might be translated.
Did you say you've read
No, I haven't, but I keep hearing about them. They do sound good, to be honest. I might actually have to get one of them. That's a potential as well. Waterstones the other day. Someone really recommended me that.
It's one of Cries.
Yeah. Is that translated? That could be a potential as well.
Yeah, translated from Persian.
Maybe I'll get that. Potential. Okay, so there's that.
Sounds good, actually.
Yeah, it does sound good. It's meant to be very, like, obviously depressing and tragic, but this one I've not heard of. And immediately it's quoted by Lucy Rose, who wrote The Lamb. And obviously that's one of my favourite books of last year, so I don't know if it is a horror as such, but it actually kind of does look a bit like thriller adjacent, maybe. Jen, this one looks good. Won a prize as well.
What's that about?
Can you climb inside a stranger's life and make him love you? Sounds like my sort of thing, doesn't it? That's me always losing the plot. I think this is translated, actually. International Booker Prize, yeah.
That sounds cool as well.
Does, doesn't it? This could be an option. Anyone else love spotting your favourite author in the wild? Oh my god, I absolutely love this book. I've actually just read the second one as well. Amazing. It's what?
It's going to be us later.
And speaking of later, we had spent a good 40 minutes in the shop, so we had to get out because Metallica calls.
Goods secured. Goods secured. What are we doing now? I'm going to like a vintage shop. You gander, because that's what you want to do, isn't it, Jen?
Yeah, the goosey gander.
Goosey gander. It was good in that shop, but I feel like I had to be quite quiet when I was filming because it was very small, and obviously I don't want to film people like intentionally. So we secured the goods. We said our name was Jenny. Jenna.
Jenna. It's for Jenna.
Jenna. It's for Jenna. Oh, we must speak like that. It's for Jenna.
Jenna.
Yeah, she's called Jenny, by the way. If you didn't realise, but everyone thinks she's called Jenna in London, apparently. What did you think of Brick Lane?
New scrunchie, I got a new top. It's like a custom made shirt, and I got a book about salads, so that'll be nice.
A book about salads? That's the kind of books Jenny's into, books about salads. No, you don't like horror, do you?
No, I get scared.
She gets scared. Although we went to see Obsession, and you liked. Well, did you like that?
Yeah, I liked that. I liked
Yeah.
some horror films.
I mean, it was pretty scary, wasn't it? But we're going to go back now and get ready for Metallica. I don't know if this is the end of the vlog. I'm not sure. In fact, no, I'll do the haul when I get back. Stay tuned for the haul. Okay, hi guys. I am back from London and I have got my haul to show you. So we only managed to go to Brick Lane Bookshop. I did plan on going on more, but realistically we didn't have the time to sort of go around London. Obviously we went, the main reason why we went to London was to see Metallica. They were amazing. We've seen them before a few years ago now at Download Festival in Donington in the UK, which they did such a good job then as well. But the thing is with the stadium tour, the whole setup, it's just actually crazy. Like, it's a circular setup. I will insert a couple of pictures, and they have like a snake pit, like an inner circle where you can actually pay for tickets to go see them from that circle. And yeah, you can actually win tickets to see them as well when you go to the pop-up shop, but we didn't win those. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to be able to like insert any clips because I don't know, like YouTube is a little bit funny when you're playing music, isn't it? So I'll put a few photos, but yeah, the gig was amazing. Anyway, you're probably here for the book haul. Let's just get straight into what I got. So as you remember from the beginning of the video, I set myself a challenge, 3 prompts really. So I wanted a book that I'd never heard of, a book that was translated, and a book that was out of my comfort zone. Now, did I follow my own rules? Not entirely, because I'm a little bit of a rule breaker, you know what I mean? So I don't even listen to anybody, not even myself. This is how much of a nightmare I am sometimes, guys. However, I did kind of stick to the rules. Anyway, let's just you can decide. You can let me know if if this is a little bit of a cop out, but yeah, just let me know in the comments. So the first book I got, you probably saw the vlog. This was featured in the vlog. In fact, they all were. But the first book I figured that was quite out of my comfort zone was a Joan Didion, Play It As It Lays. Now, I thought I'd never heard of this as well, so I thought, oh yeah, that's a 2-in-1 situation. But when I've gone on to Goodreads to check out, to put it on Want to Read, it was already on Want to Read. So I believe I probably just forgot about that, clearly. To be fair to me, when you go on Goodreads, it has a different cover, and I'm sort of a very visual person. Like, I don't really remember names and words, but remember faces, which, yeah, I've got a terrible memory, guys. Anyway, so this was first published, I believe, in the 70s. I've not read a Joan Didion before, and it's not, The reason why this is out of my comfort zone is it's because it's not strictly a horror. Well, it's not horror at all, really. It's more like a classic literary feminist book, I believe. So this follows a woman who is... So this is set in the 60s and this is set in Hollywood. And if you know me, I am kind of obsessed with Hollywood. I just think it's one of those places where it seems so good, but when you get into the nitty gritty, it's quite dark. So I believe this kind of follows like the society around Hollywood, and it follows that sort of idea of life in the 60s in Hollywood and how maybe it's not as glamorous as what it seems. And the reason that really made me pick this up is because it is quoted by none other than Bret Easton Ellis. And yeah, Bret Easton Ellis, I absolutely love American Psycho. I want to read more of his books, to be fair. Like, that's another author I really want to read. And he writes some very dark books, obviously. So I've got a feeling this is going to be quite dark in places. So yeah, really what this book is about is we follow a woman who's in her 30s. She's an actress, or she was an actress, I believe. Maybe she's not getting much work at the minute. She goes around driving around Hollywood, and she's divorced from her husband, and she's not really got much going on for her at the minute. So it does sound like it's going to be quite nihilistic and quite like thought-provoking. So I guess it's not like totally out of my comfort zone in a way, because it's not like a romance. That would be something that would be totally out of my comfort zone. But I think this is different for me. So that I believe I followed the prompt. And yeah, it's a little bit bent as well. Like I tried to get it back in my suitcase and I've bent it. But yeah, this one to me is quite appealing. I actually want to read this one very soon. So yeah, this is the first book. The second book I got, it was a translated book. So that it did follow the prompt, guys. However, it's not, again, strictly horror. What is wrong with me? I'm a horror account and I'm featuring 2 books that are not horror. But I keep seeing this everywhere. And actually, I went into Waterstones a few weeks ago now. And one of the sellers, to be fair, she was trying to upsell books. But I was looking at one of the displays and she recommended this book to me. She was like, you definitely need to read it. And at the time, I was like wanting another book instead. So I didn't buy it, but it did sound quite appealing. And since then, I've been seeing it everywhere. And that is Women Without Men. Now, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the author's name because I can't even pronounce my own name sometimes. And yeah, I don't think I will be able to do the name justice. However, this has been longlisted for the International Booker Prize of 2026. So that's maybe why I've been seeing it everywhere. I think it's like, it must obviously be a recent translation if it's nominated for the Booker Prize. I assume it is anyway. However, the book first was published in, it says 1989. This is going to be quite a dark book. And yeah, it follows women in Iran. I might just read you the blurb for this one, actually. It says, this internationally acclaimed masterpiece by one of Iran's most important and influential writers traces the interwoven destinies of 5 women, including a wealthy middle-aged housewife, a sex worker, and a school teacher, as they arrive by different paths to live together in an abundant garden on the outskirts of Tehran. Drawing on recent Iranian history and transcendent elements of Islamic mysticism, the author's unforgettable novel sees women escaping strict confines of family and society. It is still as pertinent and discerning today as it was when travelling secretly from hand to hand upon its first publication in 1989. So it's translated from Persian. And yeah, it honestly, it does sound like it's going to be quite upsetting and dark, but it's one of those where I like to read translated books because I definitely like to read from different perspectives, and I just think I consciously try and read books which are not just by people that look like me or books that are like sort of familiar to me, because I don't know, I find that boring. I want to read from different perspectives. I guess for me, it's like going to a different culture and traveling, you know, like when you're traveling, you get to experience a different culture. Well, you can do that from your house with reading, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm definitely intrigued by this one. Jenny actually picked this up, my sister, and she actually picked it up as a joke because it says women without men. And she's a single Pringle. But I actually said to her, I was like, this sounds really good, and I keep hearing it crop up. So I'm going to read it. I think I might actually read this one quite soon, because it is actually it's a novella, it's like 100 pages. And the font isn't too big either. And yeah, the Waterstones woman recommended this as well. So I'm definitely going to get to this one soon. So yeah, you could say this one is a little bit out of my comfort zone as well as translated. I don't know. I'm a bit of a nightmare, aren't I? I can't stick to my own challenges. And yeah, so as for books okay, we've got a translated book, we've got a book that is out of my comfort zone, and a book I've never heard of. So I couldn't really, like, there was a couple of books in that bookshop that I'd not heard of. However, were they grabbing me? Not really. So the last book I got is just totally ignoring any of my prompts. And if you'd have seen my last vlog, the vlog that I filmed in Manchester, I actually already own this. However, this one is signed. And of course, that is Angel Down by Daniel Kraus. I had to pick this one up. In fact, did I actually do a haul of this? I don't think I did, because I think I actually bought this one in Nottingham. Honestly, guys, my memory is terrible. I definitely featured it in a vlog recently. But I don't know if I did like a haul video of it. But anyway, I already own it. But I don't own a signed one. And I mean, it's like the book plate, so it's not like signed, but I wanted it, so I got it. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I will gift the other one away, and if I do, I'll let you know. I just need to sort through quite a lot of books that I've got at the minute. But yeah, anyway, this one, if you've not, I've kind of like covered what it's about in the vlog. So yeah, it won the Pulitzer Prize, and that is incredible because it's a horror book, and horror never wins the Pulitzer Prize. And also his previous book, Whalefall, is getting adapted into a film this year, which I'm so excited about. I have just read it, Whalefall, and I really enjoyed it. Although I feel like it's going to be one of those books which divides people, because I don't want to get into spoilers, but I just think it's one of those books where you might expect something and it doesn't. If you go in with certain expectations, they might not get delivered. But for me, I really enjoyed it. If you see it as a grief horror and not a whale book, then I believe you might enjoy it a little bit more. But essentially, that book is about a scuba diver who has just lost his dad, and he's diving down and he gets swallowed by a whale. And it's him coming to terms with his grief for his dad whilst trying to escape this whale. So yeah, it was quite a fast-paced book. I wanted to carry on reading that book. So yeah, if you're into like fast-paced thrillers, like that's mainly like a grief horror, then you will really enjoy that one. And I can't wait to see the film because it's going to be so anxiety inducing. And speaking of anxiety inducing, I feel like this one is going to be very, very anxiety inducing because, like I said before, it's told in one continuous sentence set in World War One. And if you have watched films before that have been like shot in one continuous shot, it's like so much more immersive, and it is anxiety inducing. So I actually think that this one is going to be quite fast paced as well, because you're not going to want to put it down. You're going to want to stay there in the moment. So I'm going to have to definitely read this when I've got like a full day free, so I can just like, yeah, read this all day. The actual premise, so it says, a private Cyril Bagger has managed to survive the unspeakable horrors of the Great War through his wits and deception, swindling fellow soldiers at every opportunity. But his survival instincts are put to the ultimate test when he and 4 other grunts are given a deadly mission: venture into the perilous no man's land to can't say this word. Euthanize. That is it, guys. Euthanize. Oh my God. Sometimes I wonder about me. So, no man's land to euthanize a wounded comrade. What they find amid the ruined battlefield, however, is not a man in need of mercy, but a fallen angel, seemingly struck down by artillery fire. This celestial being may hold the key to ending the brutal conflict, but only if the soldiers can suppress their individual desires and work together. As jealousy, greed and paranoia take hold, the group is torn apart by their inner demons, threatening to turn their angelic encounter into a descent into hell. Okay. Angel Down plunges you into the heart of World War One and weaves a polyphonic tale of survival, supernatural wonder and moral conflict. So yeah, in terms of the themes, it sounds pretty similar to how the author approached Whalefall, because it was obviously, I guess, it was sort of unrealistic in some parts of it. Although we did mention in the back of Whalefall that he did heavily research and contact some experts to check out his claims in that book and were realistic. However, he did mention also that he pushed the boundaries a little bit on that. So yeah, again, supernatural elements, but like real world issues, World War One. And it sounds to me like the soldiers go through some psychological hell. So yeah, like the themes of like psychology, working with the plot. I do think horror is a great genre to do that in. To me, it is a very emotional genre. The more you use emotion within horror, the more effective it is, in my opinion. And yeah, it sounds to me like this is going to be no different from that. So I'm so excited to read this, guys. I'm actually so excited. And, oh my God, it's quoted by Eric LaRocca. This book is a miracle. It's also quoted by Josh Malerman, a literary masterwork. Vulture have said a stunner. And Stephen Graham Jones on the front. This novel leaves you breathless. So yeah, anxiety inducing. I can't wait for that. Because it's won a prize as well, I've all hopes that this is going to be a 5-star for me, actually. I'm telling you now, I predict that this one is going to be a 5-star. So yeah, I will read it soon and I might do a review for it as well. Let me know if you want to see that, because I am so intrigued by this book. And yeah, props to the author for winning the Pulitzer Prize. Absolutely incredible. Not like I really pay attention to that many prizes, but I always think that I just always want to big up horror, and I think this is going to do well for the horror genre and it's going to get more eyes on horror, and horror is having its moment at the minute, so yeah, well done. So yeah, that has been my haul. Let me know if you've enjoyed this video, because I can do another one. I can always go and film a bit more in a bookshop. I'm not going to complain about that. Sorry it's not all horror books. Like I said in the beginning, ideally I would have gone to Forbidden Planet, but it was just not logistical for us to do that. If you don't know, Forbidden Planet in London, the megastore, is so good for horror. It is probably like the best horror bookshop there is in London, or one of them anyway, the one that I've been to, because it has so many options and it is just like horror book lover's dream. So yeah, let me know which book you think I should read first, and I will see you later for the next vlog. Bye.